Hello and welcome to Steamforged Games, here with your host Jamie, and I'm joined again today by the design team, Bryce and Jamie. So guys, we're here today to discuss Crucible. Who is she? Who is she for the Alchemist Guild?
She's sort of what we term an off-striker. So that means not an out-and-out striker, but the kind of model that can hang around the midfield, and if you get the ball to them, they'll get a goal, because she's got 6-8 movement, she's got good dodges on her playbook, she's got a special rule called Slip Past, which is a new character play, which only she has, and that lets her get a bit more dodgy. And she's got a good 3-6 kick, so she'll hang around the middle. And the other thing she does is really strengthen the Alchemist condition game, because she makes it more difficult for enemy models to remove the conditions that are on them.
Fantastic. So you say she plays better with Smoke or Midas then?
Well, I would definitely say Smoke,
Yeah.
mostly because she very much plays into what Smoke wants to do anyway, which is apply conditions to the whole enemy team, and Crucible really just turns that up to 11 because she makes it much more difficult for the enemy models to remove those conditions.
Fantastic. So could you recommend a lineup to the players out there or the coaches out there who want to use her?
Well, certainly I would say Smoke is probably the captain I would choose, and then Mercury and Calculus synergize very well with her because they can put out poison and fire AoE. So between Smoke, Mercury and Calculus, they can set quite a lot of the enemy team on fire and poison them. And I would really say if you've got those kind of three models, Crucible just slots perfectly in there, and then you could have any mascot and any kind of sixth player that you like in there.
So what does Covalence actually do? What's the rule on the card?
So I can just read it out for you because I've handily got it quite here. It's Covalence is a 4-inch aura. An additional +1 MP must be spent when an enemy model within this aura that is suffering the burning condition or the poison condition uses Take a Breather or is targeted by a command mate. So if you want to remove the burning or poison condition from somebody that is within that aura, it's going to cost you 1 MP more, whether that's someone else that's healing them or whether they're healing themselves.
Yeah. So was there a reason for choosing just burning and poison, like not getting rid of, say, snared from like Midas or from the knockdown condition? Was there any reason why it's specifically those two?
Well, we've already built in quite a lot of synergies into the Alchemist specifically for the burning and poison condition, which is why I wanted to keep to those themes, make her quite clearly an Alchemist model. In addition as well, there was also a couple of balance issues, and in the early days of the playtesting we actually didn't have a restriction on it. It was just any condition that was on the model. We found out because knockdown is the most common condition that people were just inflicting the knockdown condition, it was incredibly difficult to remove just because of the presence of Crucible. So there's a couple of things that tied in there together, but fluff and balance.
And something to note is that you can still, if an enemy model is knocked down, it still will cost them 1 MP to remove that, as long as they're also suffering burning or poison. So you still have that synergy with knockdown a little bit, but you have to play much more like an alchemist in order to get the benefit.
So besides those abilities mentioned earlier on, is there any tips or tricks that you would tell players to get the most out of Crucible?
Well, I would say you want her to be as an aggressive early activation, because her defensive stats are quite good normally, but what she has is a character play called Nimble, which is on a few models in the game already, but that just bumps her up to that defense 5 with 14 hit points, and that just makes her quite hard to take down. She also has a good array of momentous results on her playbook. So she's good at going early, generating some momentum. The combination of incensed and chemical admixture allows her to put any condition she is suffering onto enemy models. And she can choose to suffer either burning or poison at the start of her activation. So she can go, put out burning, put out poison on some enemy models, generate some good momentum, and then she also gets to make a dodge at the end of her activation if she's within 4 inches of an enemy model that is suffering one of the conditions she can put out. So what you really want to do is get her in there early, put up Nimble, generate some momentum, do a bit of damage, get some conditions out, and then really dodge into the perfect position for her Covalence Aura to stop enemy models removing, or make it much more difficult for enemy models to remove their conditions. And that's really where you want to use her.
Fantastic, thank you. Thank you for joining me, guys, and we'll see you again in the next one.